You're not switching off your power just yet, but Eskom will shut down units at the Koeberg Nuclear Power Station today for regular refueling and maintenance. The unit will be offline for the next 5 months. The power utility warns that the power system may be under strain during that process. To talk about the implications, Energy Sector Analyst Roger Lilley joins me now for that conversation. So, Roger, it's good that they are maintaining and refueling and doing extensive maintenance. But my goodness, 920 megawatts, you and I and other ordinary South Africans have learned to do the maths and know megawatts from gigawatts and watts, etc., etc. I just know, not being an energy expert, I just know that losing 920 megawatts at a time is not something we can afford.
That's true. That's true. We don't have the luxury of surplus electricity that we can easily afford to lose 900 megawatts. However, as things stand, the demand at the moment is relatively low compared to the average. So the situation might be manageable. We do, of course, have more of the independent power producers coming on stream this year in terms of the IRP 2019. So that'll also help. We also have the emergency risk mitigation IPP program kicking in this year. So by mid-year, we should have something like 3,000 megawatts extra on the grid if everything runs according to the original plans. So we might be able to get away with losing 900 megawatts this year. First from Unit 2 and then later on in the year from Unit 1 at Koeberg.
I feel, Roger, that you should be adding an if to your statement there, that we might be able to pull this off. And the reason I say that, not to make light of the situation, is that all of this is, of course, dependent on the other power stations and units at, far-flung stations in Mpumalanga, etc., performing according to plan, while also Eskom is undertaking other maintenance work at the same time. I mean, in December, we welcomed Unit 4 of Kusile, and we were all very happy, an extra 800 megawatts. But,
yes,
anything can change. Tutuga, something can break at Tutuga or something.
No, that's true. Eskom's power stations are, in average, over 40 years old. And so the equipment is aging and is unreliable. We know that. We've experienced that. The whole country knows that. And Eskom itself has made that quite clear to the country. Nonetheless, the extra independent power producing power that comes on will come on from new equipment. And so we hope that that comes on stream and on time. Generally, we've seen that the independent power producers do indeed come in on time and on stream. So we're hopeful that it will be the case.
Yeah. Please locate the, the maintenance that's being done to Unit 2 at Koeberg now, and the later maintenance at Unit 1 later on in the year. Please locate it within the decision to extend the lifespan of Koeberg Nuclear Power Station. It was due to come to the end of its lifespan in 2024, wasn't it?
Yes, that's correct. And now Eskom wants to extend it to 2044, an extra 20 years. And so the replacement of the steam generators at the power station, together with some other equipment which needs to be upgraded and replaced, is all part and parcel of this life extension program. And
Roger, in this conversation that we are having, while you and I are talking megawatts and kilowatts, etc., and steam generators, Eskom is looking to hit its customers in the pocket. There's a process already underway, a consultation process that is underway. How does that sit alongside an Eskom that is battling, to rebalance its books financially, while at the same time keeping the lights on? This 20.5% that they are asking for in terms of the tariff increase. That's huge, is it not?
It's very huge. And it's going to be very difficult for a lot of people to balance and to cope with, because nobody gets a 20% increase in their salary. as far as I know. So, you know, that's really going to hurt a lot of people. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out for Eskom, because I think what's going to result from this increase in the tariff is that people will simply use less electricity. So they'll end up paying much the same out of their pockets every month that they've been paying up until now. So Eskom will not necessarily get more money by increasing the tariff. They might just end up selling less electricity, because that's the control that you have. You can use less electricity and therefore spend less money.
Just finally, Roger, I don't know how much crystal ball gazing you can do on your side. The prognosis for the power and energy situation in our country. I've heard you express optimism around the independent power producers' renewable energy coming on stream. And I heard you touch on the renewable energy, emergency power procurement process. I'm pretty sure that I'm forgetting that long acronym that they have for it. That's around August, is it not? But also in the mix will be the beginning of the procurement process for nuclear. Given all of that, what do you expect for the year ahead in as far as energy is concerned?
I think in this year we're going to continue to see a very constrained grid. We're still going to be subject to the odd load shedding through the year, of that I'm sure. Exactly how deep that will have to go in terms of the schedule, but we'll have to see. But I'm confident for the year coming after this one. So from 2023 onwards, once Koeberg is then back up and stream and both units running consistently, and the new independent power producers are on stream, I think Eskom will be able to breathe a lot easier, and so will we as users. And Eskom will hopefully then start shutting down some of its older, very costly power stations, both in terms of financial cost and also environmental cost, and getting rid of those, shutting them down permanently. And so this is my hope, that the 2023 will start to see a real change, a real move in direction in terms of the energy sector for South Africa.
And I imagine that part of those hopes, as far as they relate to Koeberg, is based on the performance of Koeberg and the nuclear, units. They are far more reliable than the coal-based ones, are they? I think I saw something where Eskom says not only are they the biggest units in terms of generation capacity per unit on the African continent, but they do tend to be more reliable than the others, than the other fleet.
Yes, one must be careful when we talk about that. That's not always 100% true. Unit 1 of Koeberg spent quite a lot of time offline. In fact, about a third of the time during the years of 2018 and 19, and even last year, Unit 1 was offline for one reason or another. So Unit 1 has proved to be quite unreliable in recent years. But of course, it's now due for this maintenance and steam generator replacement. And so we're hopeful that once these things are done, then all those problems will have gone away, and that Koeberg going forward will be reliable. There are still some serious concerns around Koeberg. Let's not fool ourselves. It is 20 years old. It's coming to the end of its traditional life, its design life. It is not a modern generating unit by any means. It's a Generation 1 unit. The current ones are Generation 4 units. They are digitally controlled. This is all still analog controlled. There's big differences in them. The containment buildings have suffered through the weathering that they've been exposed to down at the coast. So there are a number of issues that Eskom still have to address well after this particular outage has come and gone.
Fantastic. I've got to thank you for your time and your insights here on eNCA. That's Roger Lilley. He is an energy sector analyst there, breaking it down for us and giving us basically a sense of what it all means to have this one unit at Koeberg out for maintenance for 5 months, followed by Unit 1 immediately after that to also go into maintenance, and just giving us a picture of what the outstanding issues are around those units and the energy situation in general.